It's a dangerous job for sure. We definitely gotta, be on our 1-2. A lot of weird shit going on. Like, they don't like you. All they gotta do is start a smear campaign. They're gonna have to clear it up whenever it gets cleared. I can't do that. I'm not doing that. It's a good tool, the social media, and it's not as well because they don't use it right. They're making ghost accounts, ghost glazing and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and shit.
absolutely.
Like, get the fuck out of ghost glazing.
That's funny. Hey everybody, welcome to the Bounce Back Podcast. I'm your host, B. Luke. I got a special guest with me today. Why don't you tell the people your name, where you're from, and a little bit about yourself?
Ignorant, Fish City, USA. That's Gloucester, Mass to be exact. Starving artist, on the come up, grinding to the best of my ability.
All right, so why don't you talk about that, man? How long you been doing the music?
I always grew up around music. Like, I have siblings. My mother, she was always listening to, like, Alicia Keys or Mary J. And my brother was came up on like the locks and shit, DMX and shit. And I had two sisters as well. One of my sisters, she used to listen to like dance and shit. I had another sister, she was big on like Ja Rule and shit. Ja Rule was the shit when he was the shit and shit. So yeah, that's how it started for me and shit.
Okay, so when do you start getting to the point where it's like, okay, this is the music, I listen to music, now I want to actually do music?
Everyone around me was. I can't remember one point in my life where I didn't have a pair of headphones.
Right.
Like music always moved me. It spoke to me, whatever the case may be. And honestly, I just everyone was doing it around me, so it was like only a matter of time type thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just a matter of when. But I've always listened to music. Always, since a baby boy, like always.
Okay, do you got like a top five, or who were like some of your favorite guys maybe growing up?
I can't pick a top five because I listen to so much music.
That's for sure.
I can't pick a top.
Okay, so just talk about that era when you were younger.
Ludacris was my favorite rapper before 50 came out. Definitely. Yeah, big on Luda, big hell yeah.
What was it about 50?
He just took the world over. That shit was crazy to me. Like, I vividly remember that time. I vividly remember that era.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? He's the reason I started wearing do-rags. You know what I mean? The influence was crazy.
Yep.
The influence was fucking crazy.
Did you ever get any shit from people about the do-rags? You know how people are like, oh, you wearing a do-rag, you're a white dude, or you know what I mean? Anything like that?
I can't acknowledge I don't acknowledge that shit. I can't acknowledge no hate, no negativity.
No doubt, no doubt.
What I'm saying? But yeah, bro, I definitely, but Luda was lit, bro. Fucking, I remember I was like 10 or 11. My older brother brought me to a Ludacris concert, and that shit, you know what it was? It attracted me to him, like he had like crowd control. You remember when like you had to have crowd control? Like, and that's what did it for me. Like, I don't know, the way he,
even his videos, he's a performer. You know what I mean? He's definitely a performer. Those were wild too.
That's another thing too. When I started, I wanted to make people laugh. And he like made people laugh. Like when he said, I got a midget on my neck. He had the midget on or the big Air Force One. You know what I mean? Like, he made you laugh, bro.
For sure.
Like, you know what I mean? So
absolutely.
You know what I mean? And then was another one. He's not scared to say in.
Right.
I'm gonna say what the fuck I please. So I'm big on that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I wanna hear that shit.
All right. So talk a little bit about what like your household was like growing up. You got a few siblings there. I mean, would you come from a 2-parent household? Yeah,
my parents was there for sure. I can't say I had a horrible life. It was cool growing up. You know what I mean? Some ups, some downs.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Regular shit. I had my siblings in the house until I didn't have them. You know what I mean? Like, going to jail was a normal thing. You know what I mean? So there was times they were absent. You know what I mean? And times they weren't always there, but there was,
Was that just a sibling thing, or is that like a normal thing in your family? Did you have uncles and people getting locked up? Like, was incarceration normal?
It was normal. I seen so much of it. Yeah, mostly my siblings. That's where I seen it first. Okay. Because I wasn't outside, but yeah. No,
where do you fall in line as far as like age with the siblings?
31.
No, but I'm saying compared to, are you the youngest, oldest?
I'm the youngest. I'm the baby. I'm my mother's baby and shit. Yeah.
Okay.
I got my brother's the oldest, and I got 2 sisters under him, and then me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So talk about what was like school like growing up for you. I guess we'll start with the earlier years, man. Did you take to the work well? What about like, did you have any behavioral issues?
It's crazy. I was a good kid when I was like young. I was a good fucking kid.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what happened. I got to middle school. I was a little rebel. I wanted to rebel because I don't know. Like in middle school, I had this. This is when it all started. I swear to God. He had it out for me just because I always had like a stigma that followed me.
He who the principal?
Yeah. He had and I always like he suspended me for some of the dumbest shit. Like I got like for wearing all black.
Right.
You know, but we used to wear the.
Why? I mean, why is that a suspendable offense? I don't get it.
Listen, I don't know. He got to a point where he called my pops, and my pops was like, "Yo, listen, you're fucking boring me." Right. Because he suspended me for cutting the lunch line or some shit, right. Or giving someone a flat little kid shit.
Right. So do you think it was like, okay, so you said you had siblings, you know, getting locked up. So I take it, you know, a lot of times people don't just start getting locked up. They might be misbehaving in school. Was that something that like maybe your siblings kind of set the path before you? So now the principal sees, oh, one of these kids again, he's going to be trouble. I mean, what do you think it was?
I feel like, it stemmed from that. You know what I mean?
For
and
sure.
I didn't always have proper guidance. You know what I mean? Like there was times my siblings was looking out for me when my parents was wrapped up with whatever they was doing. You understand what I'm saying?
For sure.
You know what I mean? I never really had no proper guidance, I guess.
Mm-hmm. What about like coming up? Were you into any sports?
Yo, it's crazy because the neighborhood I grew up in was an awesome fucking neighborhood. Like it was always kids outside. There was a bunch of family houses and shit. When I say family houses, like you might have your grandmother on the first floor and your aunt on the second, maybe your uncle on the third, whatever the fucking case may be. So like, it was it was very family like orientated. There's a lot of kids in the neighborhood, and we stick balling, whatever the fuck, ball, whatever, whatever we could. You know what I mean? But I couldn't play sports. Okay. I couldn't play sports like other kids because I had a heart murmur. So I get hit in the chest, it would fuck up the heartbeat, whatever the case may be. Yeah. So I found out that wasn't gonna be what I was gonna do. You know what I mean? You know.
I mean, like, is that something you're born with, or like how, or was that something
I was
you found
born with
out?
it. Yeah. I was born with it. It's just a little hole in the heart. It's just I was born with that shit though. Yeah, for sure.
So what? I mean, are there any like other like struggles that come with that besides the not being able to play the sport? Is it just a thing about getting hit, or is it like, can you jog? You know what I mean? Like
I'd be lying if I told you I knew what the fuck it was. All they told me is I got a hole in my heart, and if I get hit in my chest, I could get seriously hurt. Okay. I don't know. Right. I'd be lying to you if I told you I knew.
You never had the desire to look it up, seeing that, you know what I mean? Or was it something that doesn't? We didn't. No, I'm saying as you get older now, is it something that you?
I don't think about it, bro. It was so long ago. You know what I mean? But. You know, but that was one of the things that made me realize, like, I'm not gonna be like other kids. I'm not, realize quickly that's not what it is. I wasn't gonna do that. So, you know, and shit like that, you know, bum me out, you know.
I get it. I mean,
you know, but try to we had a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun, though, either way, you know.
That's it. You do the best you can, you know. What about high school? Did you graduate high school?
I graduated high school, but that was really hard. Like, that was really hard. Only reason I was so persistent on graduating because I was going to be the first one to graduate. When I say the first one, I mean between my siblings, and I was. Okay. You know what I mean? But I went to middle school in Beverly. Okay. And then they gave me the boot for some shit that didn't even happen in school. And then I got homeschooled for a little bit, and then I went to Stoneham. I graduated out of Stoneham.
Stoneham High?
No. It's on the fucking the old what the fuck is it called? Seem Collaborative.
Okay, no, I never.
Yeah.
So what kind of school was it? Like, what kind of school was it? Like a trade school?
It was an alternative school. Alternative school for behavioral kids and shit.
Got you.
You know what I mean? Because I can't pay attention I still can't.
So what kind of things was going on for you to get like kicked out? Was it strictly just the attention thing, not having attention in class, and that led to maybe acting up? I mean, are you getting into fights with like?
So I got kicked out of middle because I told you something
happened on the streets, but you didn't.
No, that was middle. That was when I had went to Beverly after I got kicked out. But I got suspended so many fucking times.
Oh, from the other guy, yeah.
Yeah, he just so I ended up in Beverly, but they kicked me out. They kicked me out of that middle school because I had caught a little case, some kid shit, some dumb shit. Yeah. And they were like, but it happened on a Friday night, not even in. It wasn't outside on school grounds or nothing. Yeah. So. I'm coming back from juvie, and I'm like, yo, I'm ready to get. They were like, nah, they didn't want me. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. You know? So you spend the weekend in juvenile?
Nah, I was
just
there
in the police station?
No, I was there for a month.
Oh, okay. You were there for a month.
I was there for a month.
So where did they have you at? What juvenile
NF,
facility?
NFI Middleton, NFI
Okay.
juvenile facility.
What was that experience like? I mean,
was
that's
that
different from, you know, from getting locked up. It's a different, you know what I mean? It's different than being
Nah,
free,
man,
man.
I mean,
was it like being in school that you couldn't leave? Like, what was, like, how did you look at it?
It was my first time. I ain't gonna lie, but it wasn't. I was 14. It was in
Yeah.
08. I got, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I thought I was gonna be in there for a very, very long time. I had caught. Well, you know, it's worst case scenario first. Two
sure.
attempts. I fought it for 2 years and ended up walking away with 2 assaults with a dangerous weapon. Massachusetts, they got no self-defense laws. It's crazy.
It's tough
But,
to, yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened.
And this was a juvenile case?
This is a juvenile case. Yeah.
Okay, and you fought that while you were being detained? And is
I
that how
was
you got out?
only
Or
out
did
for
you
a
make
month,
bail?
and then I did 2 years on house arrest. They had them in the bracelet. You know when dudes have bracelets, they have curfews and shit. No, I couldn't leave the fucking
Straight house
crib.
arrest. Yeah, I never get
And
that
then-
shit.
yeah. So if I wanted to go to the doctors,
Yeah.
I had to call first, and it was fucked up.
Yeah, I never
It
had
was
that
fucked
house
up.
arrest,
But yeah, I
the
was
bracelet.
on house arrest for 2 years and shit.
So damn, so like, what do you, I mean, being in the house is kind of chill because you could have people come. I mean, it obviously depends on, you know, your house, your, you know, parents and stuff like that. What
no
kind of
one
thing?
came to see me.
Okay, it wasn't like that.
Nah.
Because there was one time where I was on house arrest and it was like, my house was like the spot anyway. You know what I mean? So nothing really changed. But so it wasn't like, what kind of things were you doing?
I was
with
the
your
kid.
time?
I was the kid. It was like, oh, kids wasn't allowed to hang out with me.
Copy. The bad influence.
It was. I mean,
alleged.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
So how did you pass the time on house arrest? I mean, are you playing video games?
Bro,
or what's
that's
going on?
when that's really when I like really got into music. But
Okay.
I play video games.
Yeah,
I
I mean-
became really good at drawing and shit. That's
Oh,
when
for real?
Yeah, I was really, you know what I mean. I don't know about now, man. But
Right.
so fucking
Use it or lose it.
Yeah. So, bro, I got my hands on a Newman microphone. I think it was the 102, a Newman microphone, and fucking,
Okay.
you know what I mean. And that's when I
I'm
really
not
started.
familiar,
I had,
yeah.
you know what I mean. So 2 older heads teach me how to, you know what I mean, record myself, audio engineer and shit. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying and shit. But it was like MySpace days, so it was ABC rap, a lot of shit like that.
So how did it work? Did you rap over beats and stuff too?
It was all industry beats. It was bullshit.
Yeah.
It was, but it was.
Were you
but
jacking? Where'd you get the beats from YouTube? I guess what's the era at this point, right?
what's
'Cause
the era?
I mean, you.
It's 08. It's 08,
Okay.
09.
All right. So right around YouTube ish, but
YouTube had just
I
came.
don't know if they had a lot of music at that time.
Yo, listen, I dug down that YouTube rabbit hole on
Okay.
house arrest. Like,
Yeah,
I really in that rabbit hole. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely for sure.
So what is it about like the music that you like so much?
Therapy. I don't talk to nobody.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's like therapy. And like I said, once I had got off house arrest, I had just, cause I got my freedom back. So
Yeah.
I smoking and drinking regular kid shit. So I wanted to do all the shit that I missed out on and
Yeah.
shit. So like this is really like my second shot at it.
Got you.
You understand what I'm saying?
For sure.
That's why, and I felt like I wasted a lot of time. Like
Yeah.
this is my soul. I'm
Okay.
gonna give it another go, give it another try, see what it do.
So fighting this case, you say you beat it, right? But a lot of times some people
I
might.
walked
some people
away
might
with
get
it,
it.
2 assaults with a dangerous weapon, man. I didn't beat it. You know
well,
what I
was
mean?
just trying to get, because sometimes people will just get the case dismissed before trial. Some people go to trial, they get it not guilty. So I guess I was kind of wondering how it worked out. You went to trial and you got the guilty of the lesser charges, or was it a plea bargain?
Man, I was so eager to get off fucking house arrest. I was so desperate. I was gonna take it to trial for sure. They were like, "We'll let you off house arrest right now. You plead to the facts,"
Yeah,
which was
lesser charges, and then what comes of that? Do you get found?
probation till I'm 18.
Okay. So what was your experience like on probation? Did you do well? Did you violate?
Nah, I didn't violate. No, I
Okay.
didn't. You know what I mean? I told myself I was never gonna get in trouble again.
Okay.
But you know what's crazy? I just got off probation. I had caught another case when I was 18.
Damn.
Crazy, right? But it was some little kid shit, some little bullshit, little breaking and entering.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but still, I mean, it's like one of those things, though, man. Once you get introduced to the system, it's tough to, get out, even if it is something small.
Especially like how I was.
So something to be said for
the kid
that.
had robbed me, and then I had went and kicked in his door the next day. You understand what I'm saying?
And they called the cops.
Yeah. So I couldn't just not do nothing about it. You understand? That's not how I was raised.
Yeah, for sure.
So I had to do what it do. You know.
So
what I mean?
what comes of that?
It wasn't an option. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. It's just that's what it is, man. That's how it goes.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Unfortunately.
What comes of that case though? You didn't end up getting no time. Do you get adult probation for that? What happens with that case?
They put me on probation for fucking like 4 or 5 years. I think I got like 4 or 5. Yeah, some crazy shit.
And you completed it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's something to be said for that, man, because some people can't complete 4 or 5 months of probation, right? So, like, what are some of the things that you think are the reasons why you was able to complete it? I know not getting arrested, but people violate all the time. Like, were you getting drug tested? Did you have to do programs?
Nah, I never got drug tested. No.
So what was your experience like on probation? You just seeing the PO once a month? Did you have do any programs?
Yeah, no. I had to see my PO once a month. That's it, and pay the fee.
You made the payments?
Yeah, and that was
no community service or nothing.
Nah, I forget how long I had to do. It was a couple weeks of community service, something small. I really forget. I'd be lying to you if I told you how I had to do community service as well.
I mean, was it your PO trying to have you like get a job? Did you get a job, or what was kind of?
Nah.
So pretty much you just didn't get arrested and you completed it.
Yeah, man, that's it. You know what I mean? Because it hurt me. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of the times, if I didn't have the money, I didn't want to put my parents through that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm a teenager, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're taking all my money.
I mean,
I don't have it. Mommy and dad. You know what I mean? Like I didn't.
What are you doing with your time while you're on probation then? I mean, you managed to not get arrested. You must have been doing something, or were you doing music mostly? Like, what are you doing with your time?
I didn't start doing music till 2 years ago. Again, that's when I started doing it. You know what? I went through a traumatic event that like made me like take a step back and like reevaluate. Like I don't know. Like I don't know. I feel like it sent me through like a spiritual like path or some shit, bro. Like I don't know. One of my sisters had passed away.
Oh, my condolences.
I had you know what it was. Looking for pictures of her, old pictures and shit. I ended up finding an old hard drive that I was telling you about when I was on house arrest.
Wow.
And I was like, that's what made me want to take another shot at it too. Because I'm like, why did I put that down?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So but like I said, I don't know. My sister passing away, it really affected me. You know what I mean? I didn't really show it. I just cut all my friends off. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I said, it made me take a step back and reevaluate the situation.
How old were you when she had passed away?
28.
28 years old. What about your mom? Did you see like the effect it had on her? Or like?
Excuse me, I was 29. I was 29.
Okay, you're 29.
Yeah, bro. I be.
No, it's all good. I mean, that's just the specifics, the numbers. But what about like your mom? Or did you notice anything about her going through it, or were you just more going through it yourself, or is it something you could look back on and maybe notice things like you know?
If you want me to be honest with you, my sister passing, it changed me, but it changed me for the better. Like I felt like I told you, that was the day I felt like the world changed on me. Mm-hmm. But it changed me like for the good. I'm alright. Yeah. I'm alright. Yeah. It changed me for the better though, for the good. You know what I mean? Like I was a different person.
I mean, what do you think
after that day?
What do you think it was? Do you think it's like you start looking at life differently? You start realizing this
differently.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, it was like a switch. It was crazy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So
So you find the hard drive. What's the next step? Do you start writing right away? You get some beats. What's the next step after that as far as musically?
Man, I'm thinking I could just pick up where I left off.
Right.
So I did a joint, and I wasn't thinking. I just put it right out.
Was man a little rusty or?
It was horrible. I took it down from the net and everything, but it was rusty. Yeah. It was rusty for sure, and I was like, fuck. I was like, you know what I mean? I feel like I lost my mojo. Mm-hmm. So I had to get that back. You know what I mean? You know, I had to find myself, because that's how many years ago, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean, bro? So I had to find myself again. Yeah. And I feel like I still haven't found myself. I feel like I'm just now finding myself, but every time I'm leaving the studio, I'm finding out something new. So I'm always learning. It's not like, you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I can't say, bro, I'm always making progress. You know what I mean? And another thing about me, I'm always going to listen to constructive criticism. Mm-hmm. So like.
Absolutely. Well, and for you to be able to constructively criticize yourself,
know it all, they can't learn. I feel like they can't learn because they know it all. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and that's why I feel like I'm learning too. And that's another thing too. I'm not Oh,
Yeah.
So I'm always learning. You know what I mean? I'm always learning, and there's always room for progression, and there still is.
Absolutely.
So
Well, that's the thing. Learn a little bit.
I try to remain humble to the best of my ability, my brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey man, just learn a little bit every day. I was
trial and error. That's the best way to learn.
Yeah,
I wish we could learn before we go through it, but unfortunately, it don't work that way.
Absolutely, yeah, it sounds good. But that's the reason. Sometimes, hopefully, someone can learn from someone else's story. We come up here, tell our stories. But yeah, I always say I learn by messing up. I gotta mess up to learn.
And I hate that.
Me too.
I wish we didn't have to go through it to learn because.
Right.
I've lost a lot of money that way. Anything, you know what I mean?
Like, I had to go to prison. I'd messed up that bad. I had to go to prison. You know what I mean? Even with the podcast, when I first started, sometimes I mess up. So I had videos with no audio. You know what I mean? But I keep fighting, bro. I keep fighting. I keep going. You gotta keep going, man.
Keep it pushing, bro. You know what I mean? I try not to stress things that are out of my control.
Exactly.
Because
it's fruitless. It's like worrying, like it's nothing positive is gonna come from, especially if it's out of your control. You gotta acknowledge that.
Give myself a headache. Excuse my language. You know what I mean? But
absolutely.
But that's why. So I try not to stress things out of my control, out of my power, whatever.
Yeah, you can only, you could choose how you react to things. You know what I mean? You can't choose how other people act. I like that. It almost goes back to the for people who are like in recovery. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Yeah.
It just goes back to what's in your control and what's not.
Yeah, I'm definitely something who wanted to always be in control of my situation. Sometimes you're not in control of your situation.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yep, it's unfortunate, but you do your best moving forward, bro.
To the best of my ability, for sure, 1,000%.
What are you looking forward to the most as far as like the music in the future?
Here's the thing, there's a bag right now, music. Like I see it, I see. You know what I mean? I be in some I see that. Right. I can see it. You understand what I'm saying? But I don't think there's anything out here. I'm trying to be OT with it. If I'm being honest, there's nothing out here.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And you could ask. You know what I mean? You could ask more. I say a lot of times I don't give a fuck about this shit. I love this shit, but I really don't give a fuck about this shit. When it comes to the politics, I hate it. Right. I hate it. It's very shiesty.
Yeah.
You understand what
That's
I'm saying?
the business side of it.
But it's like I said earlier, it's like good therapy. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. You gotta do what works for you, and the artistic part of it too sometimes gets lost when it's too much business, too much politics. It gets signed to a major. You gotta go through them to even get certain features. So how do you go from seeing the bag, as you say, to getting to the point where you could go grab it and manifest it?
I don't know.
Okay, but what's the plan? Just be consistent?
Yeah, that's obviously, I like to put out, I know consistency is key, but I like to put out quality over quantity. For sure. So, and another thing I learned is don't rush. That's another thing when you know what I mean? I was trying to rush. When I jumped back into it, that's not how it works. You know what I mean? Patience. I'm still learning patience too. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to learn patience. So that's the hardest part.
So how's the recording process go for you now? You don't have that mic no more. Do you got to book studio time or?
The mics, everything is gonna be in house really soon. You understand what I'm saying? Everything's gonna be in house. Okay. But it's crazy. I don't know if some people might have seen me, but the process, I write backwards.
We'll talk about that.
I write backwards, I start from the end.
Okay.
I write backwards, when I'm writing my bars, I go up, but that's where I'm finishing off, because you read down.
Yeah.
So I start backwards a lot.
Okay. How did you come to that process?
I don't know. It's a recent thing because I never used to do that. Okay. Back then we had pen and paper pads and shit. Yeah. I'll be in my notepad and my iPhone and shit, and it's what works for me. It's crazy, right?
That is crazy. That is crazy. I heard of people maybe freestyling or punching in, punching out. Written, you talk about you writing backwards now.
Yeah, I'm writing backwards.
Hey, whatever works though.
You know what I mean? Sometimes, and like I said, when I say quality over quantity, sometimes something you hear, I might have did it once, twice, three fucking times. Excuse my language, 2-3 times. Right. You understand what I'm saying? I'll lay them down and then I'll pick the I'm not. Sometimes, like, there be times I'm like one take Jake, like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But, you know, I don't care. I'm a perfectionist, bro. I'm my own worst critic. Is that what they call it?
Yeah,
I'm my own, you know
your
what I
own
mean?
worst critic.
So, but I don't know. Sometimes I could do it. Like, me and Mort did a joint, and that shit was done in fucking. How long it took us?
25 minutes.
From getting the beat.
We talked about it for a month.
Okay.
We talked about it for like a month, bro, and it's crazy. The beat that I put in, gave the engineer. I swear this shit happened for a reason. It's so crazy how the fucking track came about because that wasn't even the beat I was supposed to use, but it was meant to be. It worked.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah.
Video coming soon, any day.
So talk about like how it goes from the beat you were supposed to use to using a different one. What happened with that? Like, I mean, it worked out for the better, but like, walk me through that process.
It's just, I'm obsessed with the joint. I love the joint.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What I'm saying is it didn't go as planned, but it worked.
Yeah.
Like, it was just, I don't know.
Yep.
You know,
was the beat just not for you? Was there politics behind the beat? You don't got to get in. You don't got to get into specific.
It was for a different joint.
Okay.
That I did. It was for a different joint. You know what I mean? And then, like I said, I don't know how I didn't notice. You know what I mean? You working, you're moving a lot, you're moving fast and shit. But yeah, that's what happened, man. And the fucking shit came out immaculate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what's up.
I did my 1-2. Mort did his 1-2. You know what I mean?
Slayed it.
Yeah, you know.
There you go. That's what I was like. How important is it though to have features and to work with people, bro? Or is it not important?
You want me to be honest with you, bro?
I would like that. Like, me for the audience.
Right now. I'm like a good, like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a good featured artist, bro, because it's like, I feel like when I do my best work when I'm on a joint with someone, because it's like we're sparring, like lyrically.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So
sure.
It's like, you know, you might get some shit and it's not gonna be because it's just me, but
right.
like I really do my best work when I'm doing, you know what I mean? That's why you see a lot of features and shit, you know what I mean?
You feed off their energy.
Yeah, but man, I got solos. I'm sitting on so much work, bro. Like I said, I really don't care about this shit, bro.
Right.
It gotta make sense.
You can do it on your time.
Yeah. It's just, you know what I mean. I'm always gonna be working.
Right.
Just because I'm not dropping don't mean I'm not working.
Right.
Like I said, I'm sitting on a gang of shit.
Right. What about as far as like live performances? Is that something you don't do it at all?
I mean,
or you haven't done it yet?
I haven't done it yet, and I don't care about it.
Okay.
I don't know.
But some
bro,
things
like,
are a necessary evil, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
some things is just a necessary evil, bro. But
yeah, like it just.
I'll let you tell it though.
I don't know. It's just unless I'm like opening up for a major, it gotta make sense.
Absolutely, and I think that would make sense.
Like I said, I don't even mean to sound cocky, bro, but like we gotta get our returns back, right?
You should.
We gotta see our money back from all the money we like. I'm just
put into it.
If I keep putting out, I wanna see my return.
Okay.
It don't make sense. It don't make sense for me to.
So is it something where you want to be paid to perform, or is it just like a stage fright thing and you don't like performing, or is it like
cross that bridge when we get there, I guess.
Okay.
But I don't care to go out. Riffraffs, the riffraff. I don't want to deal with the riffraff.
Yeah.
I understand.
I get it.
That's another thing too. You got to be outside. You got to be rubbing shoulders.
No, but that environment, I get it. Alcohol's like, being served.
You know what I
get
mean?
it. Yeah.
I've been to plenty of shows, and we know what happens at those shows.
You stayed out of prison and you stayed out of jail for so long by not being stupid, right? I mean, these are the choices that you make to not. Let me avoid the riffraff.
I mean, my name's ignorant, bro. That means not knowing of. I was a.
Okay.
That's where that come from, but. Yep. You know what I mean? I think I got it all out of my system when I was younger and shit. You know what I mean? I'm going to avoid the problem. I'm going to try to.
Yeah, like you said, there's a bag in music, right? There's not really.
I see it though. That's the thing. I see it, bro.
Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's there.
You know. So it's obtainable. You
Absolutely.
know what I mean? Anything, and I know I get anything I put my mind to. I put my mental to. So.
I mean, what are some of your like motivations and inspirations to do music? Is it when you see people like Mort keep dropping fire, or is it just like monetarily? What is it that keeps you going?
Yo, he'll call me, you know what I mean. He keeps me positive. He does. It'll be, you know what I mean. He pushes me to do the shit too as well. Yeah. A couple other people, you know what I mean. You know, but nah, he definitely, you know what I mean, because I don't know. He keep me pushing, definitely, for sure, 1,000%. For sure.
So talk about like music videos. I know I was there for one of the shoots.
Yeah.
Is that the first video? Do you got other videos out? And why don't you tell the people about like what videos you have out and where they can find it?
YouTube and Ignorant. You know what I mean? My Instagram, YouTube and _ignorant.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
What's the newest one you got out? You sent me a video that you were featured on. What is? I mean.
Nah, that's not mine. I had a cameo in that.
I saw, I didn't see you spit, but I was like, I didn't know if it was the full, you know what I mean?
That was that Cortez, that Terman Cortez joint. Nah, man, I'm fast forward any day now, literally any day now. Fast forward and fast forward part 2. Any day now, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna just keep.
So you got a part 2 to the one that we shot?
Yeah, it's a part 2.
Okay.
It's a part 2.
Is the audio out? Is out? Yeah. All right.
Nah, I don't want to speak too soon.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
You know what I mean? It's coming. You know what I mean? I'm trying to. You know, I believe timing is everything as well.
Yeah.
Like, I believe time is important.
For sure.
Like, I don't. That's another thing why I don't do things. If I feel like the timing ain't, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Or I'm not. If the time's not right. You know what I mean?
So with with YouTube being a thing now and not having to go through like MTV, BET, or VH1, I mean, how much do you think has that changed the game, and what's the importance to it to be able to just be independent and for anybody to see you and be able to build your own fan base, man?
I love it, but this shit's used for a lot of the wrong reasons as well.
Oh, that's a fact.
The fucking, you know what I mean? It's used for a lot of the, you know. I like it, you know what I mean, but it's sometimes it's misused.
YouTube or social media in general?
In general, like the fucking trolls, bro. Like,
yeah.
Like,
oh my God, they're relentless, bro.
Tell it, yeah.
They're relentless. I got to do better at trying to not respond, but it's practice. It's practice.
Yeah. Nah.
But thanks for tuning in and engaging. That's what I say now.
Yeah, like I said, I told you I can't acknowledge no hate.
Yeah. So why is that?
I'm gonna let you fuck up my day.
How did you get to that? How did you get to that way of thinking?
What?
Of to not letting, the hate mess you up, not even acknowledge it. I'm sure you weren't like that forever. I mean,
nah, I had to learn that, bro. I had to learn that. You know what I mean? I know there's no such thing as like bad publicity. One way or another, you're tuning in, you're talking about me, whatever the case may be.
Exactly. Hated to like it, you're gonna know about it.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
The fuck do I? And 9 times out of 10, they're not outside.
Oh yeah.
They're not.
No, they don't even stand behind their own name and face on a. You know what I mean? They got like a picture of a dog and a random name.
When you go to I'm the face of this shit. You're gonna see my face. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not hiding. I'm not. You can't damage my name. Yeah. I don't think you can. I mean, you could try, but you can't damage my name. You serious?
They just make themselves look bad, I think.
You know what I mean? I think they got something wrong within themselves, maybe.
Of course.
What I mean? For sure. You know what it is like? That takes too much time, don't it? Like.
And they say they don't care, but they took that much time out of their day. Who cares? Or what about posts? Who cares? You cared enough to stop and write all that. I can't. I'd feel like a loser, bro. Like I always think like, what if I always think like I try to put myself in their shoes. Yeah.
And I'm like, that's weird. Nah. I can't relate. You know what I say? Insecure.
Yeah, projecting their insecurities is what it really is.
It gotta be, bro. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I get when shit like that happens though. I find myself and I get blessed, and I love seeing that. I feel like that's why I keep getting blessed. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I don't want to. That's why I can't entertain it either. I can't entertain that shit.
Yeah, no, fuck all that shit. So when you're saying it's not there's only so much here. You're talking about here, Massachusetts, Boston. What do you mean by that? You got to get out of the state, out of the city.
Politics. It's the politics, bro.
Okay.
It's the politics.
The politics, the local politics.
Yeah, bro. Like I'm really
Okay.
I'm the most hated, the most influential, and the most controversial, right? Tell them. Okay, yeah, so it's like, yeah, bro, a lot of, they'll block you. They'll do it to you.
So like politics, I guess, like street stuff that carries over into the music
I
industry, or
don't,
just
nah,
like.
I don't get into street politics, bro.
So it's not. That's not what you're talking about.
Nah, bro.
Okay, so you're talking about people.
That, bro. You know.
No, I know you're.
Yeah,
I know you're
what I mean?
not. No, but I'm saying
Yeah.
what politics are keeping you from. I'm just trying to get to that. So it's not street politics. So it's
You know
like gatekeeping.
Yeah, exactly,
Copy,
exactly.
copy,
So it's
copy.
like, say I don't fuck with you now. He don't. I don't fuck with people that you fuck with. That fuck with. Like it's like, you know, understand? Like it's like a domino effect.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
I get you.
when I say a domino effect, like what I'm trying to say is politics, bro. How do I put it?
No, politics
Edit
is a
this
good way
shit
to
out,
put
that's
it.
crazy,
No,
bro.
politics is a good way to put it.
Yeah. So you know, if you know we're living in the era where like I could say something about you, and you know what I mean. My man might say fuck you too. I say fuck you. He's fuck you too.
Right.
You know what I mean. You understand what I'm
I
saying,
get what
bro?
you're saying.
Right?
Gatekeeping, favoritism, you know what I mean?
Favoritism, but-
And he say, she say, you know,
Well,
even just
yeah, it's the best
being
way to put it.
associated. I mean, the way I look at it, like out here, especially like the world's too small for it to be this and that, man. I had someone get upset about me.
I don't fuck with you because my man don't fuck with you, and my man don't fuck with you, and he don't fuck like that.
Right.
That's what
I
I'm
had
talking about.
actually a family member try to get mad at me for fucking with somebody, right? That whatever history it may have been, right back in the day, and then I put it to him like this. I'm like, listen, I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told him. I'm not getting in the middle of it. I'm not gonna be your messenger boy. I'll do this one message. That's about it. But that's on you, bro.
You
Like,
shouldn't even have did that.
I don't have nobody, and I haven't yet, but I'm like,
You
I don't
shouldn't
have
have did
nobody in my life that I would be mad at about that somebody I love talk to. Why? Because that's a choice. That's not because I don't have people who didn't do me dirty my whole life. I just choose not to hold grudges. That's why, especially if you're going to get something from that relationship,
believe in
I don't
karma.
even care,
I
bro.
believe in karma.
Do your thing.
When you said getting something, I believe in. Go back to what you just said. Karma had something to do with what you just said. What was you saying?
I don't even remember exactly where the karma came in.
You don't want
but-
to do. You don't want to do people how you was done.
Well, no, it's like I don't hold grudges because it's like there's not nobody that I have that I would be mad about somebody talking to. And it's because I don't hold grudges, and it's not because I don't have people that didn't do me wrong. I just choose not to be mad at you for talking to that person, right? Especially if you're going to gain something positive for it, do you. I would actually think that's a blessing, but whatever, everybody's different. And this is the same person who never dropped, you know what I mean? As soon as they got something negative to say, they want to text me and all this, but it's like, bro, you never once liked a reel, a post, commented, good stuff. Watch, you know what I'm saying? But now that it's something negative, you got so much to say, bro. Like, I haven't even heard from you for years.
It's crazy. I don't like when people tell me how to do something because I be like, well, why don't you do it? You do it.
Right.
You want to tell me how to do this? I'm doing it.
Exactly. They always got the answers how to do it better.
Yeah,
You
like,
should
and I
do
don't
this.
wanna-
You should do that.
And honestly, I don't want to fucking hear that, bro. I really don't. Because that's going to be my response. Well, why don't you fucking do it? Otherwise, shut the fuck up, please.
For sure.
You understand what I'm saying? Shut the
For sure. So I guess what's the way then of making it? If we got the gatekeepers here, is it New York City? Is it traveling the whole country? Atlanta? How do you?
I don't know what it is. I
Is it
can't
just-
even answer that. But what I'm
Okay.
saying is there's nothing here
Okay.
for me.
Okay.
Might
But you're here.
It might be different for someone else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I want to explore other markets.
Yeah. Other
That's-
cities.
Other markets, yeah. You
Okay.
know?
So what's the best way do you think is to do that?
I'm just trying to connect
Reach
the
out.
dots.
Yeah.
Connect the dots, you know what I mean?
So who do you got some of your favorite artists right now that in the game
Yo,
going
Jimmy
on?
just dropped some shit at the church steps or some shit. That shit's fire. I've been fucking.
Jim Jones?
Yeah. I'm
Okay,
fucking
I
with
haven't
that.
caught that one
And
yet. I know he's.
Ransom and Davies just dropped a joint too. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Ransom.
Ransom and Davies just dropped a little tape and
I
shit.
remember Ransom from back in the day when,
Yeah.
from the Joe Budden.
Yeah.
That's so he's back. Yeah, Ransom. So what do you think is gonna take it to the next level? Is it getting a big feature from someone, quote unquote, industry, or is it just
Get
you
a
keep?
big feature. This is a business. You gotta pay for features, and like I said, I'm a starving artist. You know what I mean? When I say connect the dots, I'm trying to, build relationships. I guess I don't know. I'm a starving artist, bro.
Right. Well,
know?
I mean, say you could be self-made too. It might just take a little longer, you know what I mean? But there's nothing wrong with being self-made, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just put in the work.
My man Trimmins, he got fucking 30K. He just did 30K. What are you at? Like 11 right now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We getting there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
One
You know
day
what I
at a
mean?
time, man.
Big salute to Jason, man. He's a good guy, man. Jason Trimmins. Good
Yeah,
for you, man.
yeah. Trimmins, what up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, so that's a big so that's Gloucester though, right? That's a big talk about like the culture out there. It's a big fishing town. Real blue collar, how you know what I mean?
It's not what it used to be.
Yeah, nowhere is.
Like I said before, it's not what it used to be. Like I said, I grew up in the Portuguese Hill section of Gloucester.
Okay.
Some Portuguese neighborhood.
Oh, are you Portuguese?
Nah, I'm Lebanese, my brother.
Oh, you're Lebanese? Okay.
Yeah, but I grew up in it's Brazilian now, because you know they came after the Portuguese. It's a Brazilian neighborhood now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But like I said, like every house was a family house, and there's kids, you know, regular kids.
Community.
Shit. We rode our bikes. Like I said, we played sports. You know, life was good. You know.
So are there any? So what other any other rappers coming out of Gloucester? Is that you? You one of one, man?
Me and Trimmers is the face of Gloucester right now.
That's for sure.
You know what I mean? I can't say myself. I gotta. You know what I mean?
Now you gotta give Jay his flowers,
man.
bro.
Nah, he's
doing his thing, man. He got really
sure.
good content. I enjoy watching. You know
It's a small town. Ain't nothing going on there. It's a small town.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
So what's immediately next for you as far as the music? Is it that video that should be dropping any day?
Nah, there's way
you
more
got
than that.
something?
It's just like I said. I'm trying to plan I don't want to speak too soon. I'm trying to plan the timing is everything. But
for sure,
I'm definitely gonna keep dropping for sure, 1,000%. I ain't pumping the brakes, not at all.
Any plans on putting together an album or mixtape?
The thing is, I have one.
You do?
The
okay.
time's not right.
The time's not right. So you ready to go though when you got it loaded in the clip?
Yeah, I got one in the mag for sure. Definitely got.
So
one
how
in
do
the
you
mag.
go about making the decision of when the time is right? Is it just a gut feeling, or do you analyze the situation?
I'll know for sure. I know I'll know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'll know, but I don't got no reason to. I don't got not. Like I said, I don't got. It's not.
But do you heavily analyze it, or is it something that you think like a feeling's gonna come all of a sudden?
It's gonna come. It's gonna come. I don't overanalyze anything. Nothing more. I used to be an overthinker. I don't overanalyze.
I hear
nothing.
that. Yeah.
Nothing. I don't really feel nothing.
Yeah. What do they call it? Paralyzation from analyzation or something like that. Pretty much over analyzing things will drive you crazy. You'll go into a paralysis.
Because I used to do that, and that shit, I can't do that, bro. I used to be an overthinker, bro. I can't do that.
For sure.
I can't. That's a luxury to be depressed and shit. I understand everybody's going through some shit, bro.
Right, but that's first world problems.
I try not to ever powder complain, because, you know what I mean? You know, people say, oh, I had to take a... No. I don't. A lot of people make excuses when they don't want to do something.
Oh yeah, very convenient excuses.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna be making any excuses anytime soon. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, try not to complain, man.
What are you looking forward to the most, like coming up this summer, man? Anything particular you're looking forward to? Just grinding with the music. What about aside from the music, man? Like what's up with life? How's life treating you and everything, bro?
I can't complain, bro. I really can't. You know what I mean? I'll be on the phone with him. When he hear, it's funny because when he hears the conversation going left, he'll know how to like
reel it back.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, like I said, but yeah, nah. Besides that, I can't complain, brother. I can't. Everything's going smooth.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
So what are you doing if you're not doing music?
I'm work. All I do is work, my brother.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all that does. Nothing else matters.
Yeah.
Nothing else matters.
No kids or anything like that? Do you have any children? Okay.
2 step kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
So talk about like what's that's like. Do you feel like you have to kind of be more of a man and set an example because you have kids now that watch you?
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely they're like sponges.
Yeah.
They observe shit. They're like sponges and shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely, mindful because I have 2 little ones watching me and shit.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I mean, what are you looking forward to in the future as far as that and watching them grow and everything, man? I mean, you got anything particular like a graduation or something? Like, what are you looking forward to as far as that? Because stepfathers are just as, or if not more important sometimes than real fathers. Somebody got to step up, bro.
For sure.
And I commend you for that too, bro, because not
Yeah,
everybody's built for.
you know what I mean? Having 2 little ones, it ain't easy, man. It ain't
Yeah.
easy, especially with this economy.
Yeah.
It's tough. Times are tough. You understand
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Definitely, for sure.
Absolutely.
Times are tough.
Well, times are tough. You gotta, we gotta be tougher, be resilient.
I like it hard. Pause. Like pause. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? I you know
Nothing
what I mean?
worth having is ever
I came
easy,
up the
bro.
hard way, so that's small to a giant, bro. You understand what I'm saying?
Nothing easy is ever really worth having, right? Anything that's worth having is usually gonna be hard.
Anything you get easier, it will go just as easier.
Yeah, you lose it how you get it. You lose it how you get it. If you even like people who hit the lottery, they spend it like that. Whereas if somebody saved up for years and years,
they say that that's a gift. That could be a gift. That could be a curse. Like the people that I've seen win the lottery, they died.
Yeah.
Like
For sure.
You like to die.
You look at it differently when it's handed to you as opposed to just
They had the world. They bought everything, then sold everything and died.
Jeez, yeah. Even with this social media stuff, you can have one post that goes super viral, right? It's your first post.
That's another thing.
There's no follow through, right?
That's another thing why I hate this shit too.
You're not gonna be popping forever.
I can't be on my phone 24/7.
I'm hip.
And that's what you have to do to contribute to the algorithm. You gotta be on that motherfucker every day.
I mean, just me trying to post.
It's saying that, bro. I don't have my face in my phone, bro. I gotta get shit done. You understand what I'm saying?
For sure.
So I can't be on my phone. That's what I'm saying. It's hard.
Right.
Like you said, it's independent artists is good for them right now, but at the same time, you can't be doing anything else. You gotta be ready when you get that call, or when you gotta be ready.
Yeah. I mean, opportunity. If you're not ready for the opportunity, that's why you stay ready. You ain't gotta get ready, especially when it comes to opportunity. You know what I mean? But like even just posting, all right, yeah, like I got this reel, but damn, now I gotta post it to YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Luckily, post it to Facebook. But next thing you know, you do edit, post one reel. I mean, it takes time. And then next thing you know, you're getting distracted by other stuff, and next thing you know, it's like damn, an hour just passed when I could have been done editing this video and I have it already uploading to YouTube. But I could definitely see how it's a distraction.
Shit's hectic, man. I can't always be on my phone.
No doubt.
That's you know what I mean?
What are some of the hurdles or challenges or obstacles that you've run into as far as this music game goes?
The hurdles?
Yeah, maybe some obstacles, maybe
Just I told you, like
the
really,
gatekeeping,
the politics, and you know what I mean. You got to be ready. Like when I say ready, you got to be ready. Like you got to be money. This shit costs.
No, for sure.
Not only does it cost, you got to be ready to like. What if you get a call? You gotta. Well, I'm at work. I can't leave.
Right.
So you can't. You got to.
And it's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Exactly. You might get an opportunity. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
It takes up a lot of your fucking time.
Yeah.
It's very, you know what I mean? Like, that could be it too. Maybe I'm not ready.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no doubt. So, like, okay, with the studio, right? You pay for studio time, right? So it's one of those things where it's like, I would think, because I did a little bit of music too, so if I'm paying for studio time, I'm going to have that shit memorized. I want to be as, efficient as I can with that limited time, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna have everything already written, try to have it memorized before I even go in. Like, what's your process hitting the studio? Is it right to business? We got 2 hours, let me get right in there, start recording, everything's ready? Or is it like, let's play the music, vibe out?
No. That's why I want, that's another reason.
That's why you want it in-house.
That's why I want it in-house. No, not only that is because, like music, like I said, is therapy. Say I book the studio, I might not feel the same way in a week.
I'm hip.
And you know what I mean? I might do things in my house that I'm not gonna do in front of the engineer. Mm-hmm. Try new things, and like we said earlier, the only way you learn is from trial and error, correct? Yeah. So that's why I wanna make everything in-house again.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Have it all. You know what I mean? I got my own camera. You know what I mean? Everything. The goal is to have everything in-house. Yep. But but I don't rush.
Yeah. That way, if that creative bug hits you, you can get right to it.
and I was booking it more than I should have, and I was just like blah 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 blah, blah, like just banging shit out, and it's like nah, bro, you're not, bro. Like, and I
Goes back to that Russian thing you said, right? Just Russian it.
yeah.
A little
So,
bit.
but like I want to put something out they're gonna appreciate, like, cause I appreciate the music, but it gotta be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It gotta be perfect. You know
So what is it that you appreciate in other people's music? If you listen to someone's track, are you listening to the lyrics? Are you listening to how they ride the beat? Are you listening to the beat?
You know what's
a little bit of
crazy?
everything.
I like a lot of times, and I need to work on it. I ball my shit out. Like I don't have hook, but that's what I'm into. The lyrics, like if a YN listens to my shit, he might not know what the fuck I'm saying. Cause they like that.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But
Right.
you know what I mean?
So what do? You write the bars and then kind of put hooks in there after? Or do you even do the hooks first and then write some bars? Or is it, I mean, every song is different? Or do you not even do?
Nah, I'll do a gang of bars and I'll take something from the bars and it'll be a hook. You understand?
Yep.
Like whatever I think's like, cause you gotta
Catchy.
think. Well, it has to be catchy, but it also has to tie in with the whole
Yes.
song. That's another thing.
Conceptually.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that helps me stay on topic, I guess, because that's another thing. I never used to stay on topic. But now, yeah, the hook is the hardest part, bro. To me at least. But I just started writing them, and I'll take the, you know what I mean? Like I said, whatever's like, ooh, like that. That shit, you know what I mean? Like something that someone might repeat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. It's saying in their head over and over. I mean, whatever happens with, do you ever get writer's block, and how do you address that? Is it just something like put the pen down, I'll come back to it later?
I don't like that because I'm gonna be feeling different. I'm gonna be feeling different, so that's why I don't like it.
Okay.
So if I do something and I don't finish, I put it down. I don't go back to it. Because it wasn't meant to be. If I can't write that joint in 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I'm not fucking with it.
Yeah.
I know within the first 3 seconds of a beat if I'm gonna use it or not. You understand what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy. I got a crazy set of ears, bro. Right? I was in the car with my girlfriend one time, right? And I tuned the music out and tuned her out and heard just vocals.
Wow.
It's crazy. Like, I don't know. It's me.
No, I get what you're saying. No, I get that.
You know, I got an ear for this shit, bro. You know, definitely got an ear for it. But I could do shit like that. You know what I mean?
Well, what's your overall stance on the Massachusetts or New England hip hop scene in general right now? Who are some of the artists? I mean, obviously we got more BZ, 43A, D-Day, Heat, Arthur Supreme. I mean,
I like more BZ, man. He got that sound. That's why we linked up and shit. He got that sound that I like.
Yeah, no, he does.
He definitely.
How many more collaborations you guys working on? Is that you guys work together a lot?
We got a couple of joints right now, just a couple, just a handful. You know what I mean? But you know that ain't.
How did you guys connect? Was it through social media?
Bro, yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. The shit's used for good shit sometimes. You know what I mean? Mort came home. He was just he came home with like open arms. He was trying to work with everybody.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So we built.
That's what's
Link
up.
got it done. And that's, you know what I mean?
That's what's up, man.
That's how that happened.
What about like social media and stuff like that? I know you're not super big on. I see you on there, but you don't post too much. But I mean, when you throw it out there, if you want people to follow you, you got to build the fan base, bro. I mean, where can people find you at as far as the social media? What do you want?
I only use YouTube and Instagram.
Keep it simple.
YouTube and Instagram. And Ignorant on
That's what's
YouTube and _Ignorant on Instagram.
Yeah, just those two.
Regular.
Why only the two, man? I'm just curious because I used to just.
That shit takes up too much of my time.
Thank you. Yes.
It's a distraction.
No, for sure.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely, but sometimes it is worth it, man. But I mean, you found what works, and sometimes that's good too. You know what I mean? For you find what works and stick with it. You don't got, you know what I mean? Stop breaking out too much. TikTok's
That's
a
the
different
thing. I'm
thing.
not. It gotta make sense. Like, it gotta make sense. I wasn't getting no bread off Snapchat, bro. I mean, I'm not getting no bread off Instagram, but I made a couple dollars off of it.
Yeah, it's something. It's
if
a
I'm
start.
gonna be on there, it's to reach monetization and get some paper up out of this shit. Like I said, it gotta make sense.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. So I don't know. I guess what are some things out there that may catch people off guard or be a surprise to some people as far as
I listen to all
music.
music.
So
There's
you
some people don't know.
Okay,
I
yeah,
listen to
talk
everything.
about that. Country.
Some.
Okay. I listen to country. People don't really.
depends
Some people
what
don't get
type
it.
of
You know what I'm saying? I like
I
not all
listen-
of it,
no,
but
I'm telling you, I don't even listen. To be honest, yeah, I'm a rapper, but I don't even listen to rap. Like I told you, them 2 tapes is what I'm listening to, but I need to fucking calm the fuck down, bro.
yeah,
Like when I say calm, I need to be on the decline. I'm listening to jazz. I'm listening to pop.
that's fire
You know what I mean? I'm listening to fucking R&B, slow jams,
for sure,
blues.
bro. There's only so much of
Blues.
that kill, gang energy you could take, but you know what I mean? Like you said, it's just
I don't like that shit, bro.
words or spells, man. You listen to
No,
that shit
there's
all day.
spells. There's spells 1,000%. Like I took a break from the barbershop for the longest because of that kid. You see what happened to the kid?
In Dorchester, yeah. That's a very unfortunate situation. Well, you
took
look
a
fresh
break.
now, so you must have.
Huh?
I say you look fresh now. You obviously ain't giving a break too long,
no,
but
I did though. You know what I mean? And fucking, I did, and you know, but yeah, like that shit. Something about that situation made me like. You know what it is? It's the internet shit, bro. You know what I mean? The dude that filmed it, I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not only that, is people inboxing his family and shit.
yeah,
And it's
it
like
gets crazy.
that. Another reason, like why I take extra precautions and why the venues.
Yeah,
You understand?
yeah, absolutely.
Like, that happened.
And-
How far from us?
Right. And that's why it's good to not always engage too.
And I don't
with
even
with
think
these
he knew what
fucking
he was
trolls.
saying.
Yeah,
I don't think he knew what he was saying. He was a baby. He was 19. My brain didn't fully develop till I was in my late 20s, my brother. You understand what I'm saying?
for sure.
So I don't think he knew what he was saying, man. But that definitely was like, whoa.
That's
I
a
took
wake
a
up
break.
call.
Yeah.
Because I mean, everybody, well, mostly everybody, got to hit, the barber shop every once in a while. Even I do, and I don't even get a haircut pretty much.
Yeah. The barbershop. I don't like the barbershop. Yo, you know what's crazy about barbershops? It's just crazy. You ever notice like it's like where men go and gossip too?
Right. Like
You know
the
that?
like the hair salon.
Yo, like-
right.
You know what I mean? I go in the barbershop. I don't, you know what I mean? I hear so much shit, bro. It's like, I said it in one of my joints. I said gossip at barbershops why ants stay getting brought up.
Yeah,
It's like, bro,
it's like pillow talk. Oh,
bro. Pillow talking is ratting.
Oh.
Pillow talking is ratting, by the way. So, I just wanted to throw that out there.
okay, yeah,
Pillow
dude.
talk. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, bro.
Third party.
Yeah, third party ratting. Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy. Everyone's a rat. I feel like everybody's a rat, bro. Everybody's a rat, bro. That's
Absolutely.
another reason why I stay out the loop, though. You understand what I'm saying? The streets are dead, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody's a
So
fucking
speaking of that, right? Hip hop and Rico seems to be a thing going together, like peanut butter and jelly right now, man. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
This is a dangerous job.
Yeah.
I'm serious. It's a dangerous job.
Has it pay, baby?
It's a dangerous job for sure, and we definitely gotta be on our 1-2.
Mm-hmm.
We had a conversation on the way over here. There's a lot of weird shit going on, like to entertainers and shit, and within, like I was saying earlier about this shit. If they don't like you, all they gotta do is start a smear campaign, right?
For sure. That's all it takes. I had somebody.
And that shit's gonna have to clear it up whenever it gets cleared the fuck up. Like
It's a nuisance,
I can't
it's a
clear
hassle.
rumors, bro. I can't clear up. I can't do that. I'm not doing that. You know what I mean?
People
But,
are grimy.
Well, you know what I mean. That's why I said it's another reason why it's a good tool, the social media, and it's not as well because
Yeah.
you get the wrong. They don't use it right. They're
For the most
using it.
part.
They're making ghost accounts, ghost glazing and shit. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
And shit.
absolutely.
Like, get the fuck out of ghost glazing.
That's funny. I never heard of that term put like that, but it makes sense.
That's what it is. It's ghost glazing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's crazy, but but so that's why it's you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like you said, it's a dangerous job, man. And people, people
They're
always
watching.
looking to make a name for themselves. And a lot of times they try to make a name for themselves by smearing another man. Smear campaigns. I had somebody not even mad at me, talking about what if 500 people mass flagged your YouTube channel. Was
That's
that
some
her?
hating shit.
I'm like, who even thinks of that type of shit?
That's
And
some hating shit.
Because you got beef with somebody, not even me, just somebody I know, but
it's
you can't
crazy.
get to that
We
person
don't got
because
beef-
they're
we don't got
probably.
beef for nobody.
People come on your show and see it. It's crazy.
Well, I'm like, whatever though. But those are those type
You
of.
got any strikes
people
against you
out
on
there.
your YouTube?
No, I haven't gotten any strikes yet. Fortunately, you know what I mean. But there's some videos
I've gotten
who get
a lot
like
of my
the
shit ripped down. My shit gets reported a lot.
on YouTube.
Instagram and YouTube.
Instagram?
Yeah.
So what is it? I mean, I feel like that type of stuff is definitely somebody specifically
player hate.
flagging you, right? It's not. I
Someone
don't think
close
it's
to me.
It's not a. Yeah, that's. I mean, goddamn, man.
Someone close to me.
What do you think's going through their head when they're doing that?
Listen to the music. I don't know. I don't know.
Nah, no doubt, bro. Well, I appreciate you coming through, man. If there was anything you wanted to touch on that you didn't get a chance to, or if there's a message that you wanted to get across,
Stay out of trouble.
that's it.
Fast forward coming soon. You heard?
That's it. There it is. That's Ignorant right there. I'm your boy B. Luke Mort Beasy, as always in studio, man. He lives here, so it is what it is. Remember, what's next is what you make it. On that note, we out of here. Peace.
You got 'em on.